Are you feeling deeply overwhelmed with many different emotions after the loss of your pet? Do you sometimes wonder if anything can truly help with the sadness or even the despair you may be feeling? If you are experiencing this, please know that you are not alone, even though you may feel alone. Your grief may be dismissed by others, but not here on this channel. I can help, and today in this video, I will share some answers that may help you better understand what you are going through. Grief after the loss of a beloved pet can be messy and complicated. Many people experience anger, loneliness, even numbness, and sometimes even confusion about why the loss feels so overwhelming. Over the years, many of my clients have come to me feeling exactly this way. They shared why they reached out for counseling, what they were struggling with, and what they later said helped them begin to navigate their grief. Today, I would like to share some of their experiences. These stories are shared with permission, and some identifying details have been changed, but they have been shared in the hopes that what helped them can help you. Hi there, and welcome to Pet Loss Support with Joanne. My name is Joanne Berg. I am a certified grief educator who specializes in pet loss and bereavement. I am passionate about helping people navigate the deep grief that can follow the loss of a beloved companion animal. The bond we share with our pets is often one of the most meaningful relationships in our lives. Our pets are part of our routines, our homes, and our emotional lives. Yet sadly, pet loss grief is often minimized or misunderstood. So let's start with client 1, and that was feeling alone in their grief. One client came to see me after the death of her dog, who was 14 years old. She told me that what hurt almost as much as the loss was how alone she felt. Friends and co-workers expected her to move on quickly. She told me people kept saying it was just a dog, but he was my family. In our sessions, we talked about the bond she had shared with her pet and the routines that had been part of her daily life. Later, she told me that simply having a space where her grief was acknowledged made a significant difference. She said being able to talk about him without feeling embarrassed helped me to begin to process the grief. And I was then able to establish some new routines. Client 2 was all about anxiety after the loss. Another client came to counseling because he found himself becoming very anxious about going out. After the loss of his dog, he told me that when he saw other people walking their dogs, he began to cry uncontrollably. He said, "I didn't expect that to happen. I would see a dog that looked like mine and suddenly the grief would just hit me." Because of this, he began avoiding many places where he might see other dogs. In our work together, we talked about how grief can surface unexpectedly through reminders and memories. Understanding that these reactions were a normal part of grief helped reduce some of his anxiety. Client 3 felt a lot of guilt after euthanasia. She came to counseling because she was struggling with overwhelming guilt. She had made the decision to euthanize her cat after a long illness. Even though the veterinarian reassured her that it was the most compassionate decision She continued to question herself. She told me, "I keep wondering if I gave up too soon, that I didn't do enough." In our sessions, we explored the love and responsibility involved in caring for an ill animal. Over time, she began to see that her decision had come from compassion. Later, she told me, "Talking through this helped me to step back, get all the facts, and understand that I did the best I could for her." Client 4 felt ashamed of their grief. One client told me that what made grief even harder was the feeling of shame. He said, "I was so ashamed of how deeply I was grieving my pet that I didn't feel comfortable talking to anyone about it." He worried that other people would not understand. Because of this, he kept most of his grief to himself, and he started to have trouble sleeping. Late at night, when he could not sleep, he began searching online for information about pet loss grief. He said, "That's when I started watching your YouTube videos, Joanne. I needed to know if what I was feeling was normal. I felt like I was going crazy." Watching those videos helped him realize that many other people experience similar emotions after losing a beloved pet. And no, he was not going crazy. He later told me, "Those videos helped me understand my grief. That was what gave me the courage to contact you." So now let's think about what clients say that helped. While every grief journey is unique, several themes have emerged in what my clients said helped them the most. Number 1, being able to talk about their pet. Many clients say that simply having someone listen without judgment helped them feel less alone. Number 2, understanding that their grief was a normal part of loss. Learning that intense grief after losing a beloved pet may be a normal response to a deep bond, then this helped many clients feel less worried about their emotions. Number 3, creating ways to remember your pet or their pet. Some people found comfort in creating small rituals like lighting a candle, or memorials such as writing a letter, creating a photo album, or planting something in their pet's memory. Number 4, allowing themselves time. Another important realization was understanding that grief does not follow a schedule and can be activated when least expected. Learning how to manage this and not be afraid when this comes up brought some sense of control and comfort. So in closing, one client said something that has stayed with me. What helped me the most was realizing that my grief was not something to fix. I was not broken. It was something to honor. The grief we feel after losing a beloved pet reflects the depth of love we shared. Grief can be messy and complicated, but there is no right way to grieve, only your way. So if you are struggling after the loss of your pet, please know that you do not have to go through this alone. There are many other ways to help you in your grief, and the most helpful approaches are often the ones that are tailored specifically to your own experience. And what helps you feel safest in navigating your loss. There is no shame in seeking help. What helped you after the loss of your pet? Please feel free to subscribe and share in the comments. If you are now trying to make sense of your grief, I can help you sort through your own experience. Sometimes it may take only a few sessions to bring clarity and peace. The first step, and perhaps the hardest step, is reaching out. You can reach me through my email, joannebergen1@gmail.com, or my website, petlossandbereavement.com. Take care and see you next time.